Keep Right with Ralph K. Ginorio, Lost Causes and Third Parties. Through my mother, I am Irish enough to appreciate a glorious lost cause. My patron saint, St. Jude Thaddeus, is the patron saint of lost causes. Through my father, I am Spanish enough to uncritically love Miguel de Cervantes' flawed Don Quixote de la Mancha because in tilting at windmills, he found his best destiny. It is thrilling to commit to an ideal without any compromise with the corrupt powers and principalities of this fallen world. Like an ardent youth, in the first flush of fervent faith, a fighter in the arena can find a meaning for his existence. Our world would be a much darker place if brave individuals had refused to risk their all in seemingly unwinnable fights. Without the boldness of courageous and creative individuals, we would still be living in savagery. There are few things as emotionally fulfilling as embracing a cause that is as unlikely as it is illustrious. However, it is not enough to blindly follow the first shiny thing to attract our mind's eye. We must scrupulously study what is really going on in any situation before we intervene. We are rightly accountable for the effects of our choices. Now, politics is uniquely seductive to the kinds of emotional impulsiveness that lead to unintended consequences and to regrets. Myriad demagogues call out with countless siren songs, touting simple and emotionally satisfying answers to complex problems. As most of us know, life is never that simple. Good citizenship requires each of us to reflect seriously on our life's experiences, to cultivate our common sense, educate ourselves historically, and work hard to inform ourselves about the details of current controversies. We owe it to everyone who sacrificed to make us free to be thoughtful, active, and informed citizens when we vote. Doing so is our most basic civic duty, right up there with obeying the law. For over 200 years, the United States has benefited from a winner-take-all two-party system that strictly divides power between competing levels and branches of government. This constitutional system has prevented various utopian revolutions from stealing our liberty. As before our Revolution and Civil War, we Americans are now deeply divided. Today's Democrats openly advocate communism. Moderate Republicans duck their responsibilities by prioritizing their loyalty to an unelected, permanent government over the wishes and best interests of voting citizens. In every election today, it is true, not just seeming, but true, that nothing less than the ongoing existence of our American freedom is at stake. In this environment, the commentator Tucker Carlson has begun a third party. He is formidable because he communicates his ideas with vigor and clarity. His policy solutions are far too isolationist, pro-Russia, pro-China, anti-Semitic, and conspiratorial to appeal to me. Even if I agreed with his ideas, however, I would oppose a third party. Instead, the Republican Party must be freed from the dominance of its pusillanimous moderates. This is achievable, as Brent Reagan's Kootenai County Republican Central Committee has demonstrated locally over the last 10 years, and as the presidencies of Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump have proved nationally. This is an evolution rather than a revolution. It demands the resolute patience of an adult. If successful, Carlson's Third Party will split the constitutional vote, precisely as H. Ross Perot did in both 1992 and 1996. More than anything else, it was Perot's personal feud with George H.W. Bush that caused him to run. His vanity gave us 2 terms of corrupt Bill Clinton. In 1912, Theodore Roosevelt did exactly the same thing. In his feud with William Howard Taft, Roosevelt formed the Progressive Bull Moose Party, split the Republican vote, and gave power to the worst president in American history, Woodrow Wilson. In 1912 and in 1922, both Teddy Roosevelt and Ross Perot indulged in impatience and emotionalism They split the votes of the Republican majority. Thanks to them, both Woodrow Wilson and Bill Clinton became president with about 42% of the vote. Americans still suffer from the effects of their presidencies to this day. Today, the United States can ill afford indulging in a dream of a third party. Its only effect will be to give victories to today's Communist Democrat Party that those Democrats could never earn otherwise. Be wise, conservative Americans. Reject Tucker Carlson's Third Party. Instead, recapture the Republican Party, win elections, and keep making America great. Now, thanks to the new YouTube system, which messes with things over here, I'm going to talk this video down. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I will finish by saying thank you for listening and farewell.